Hey guys, it's Sarah here. Welcome back. Well, I should be saying welcome back to me because I've been gone so long. If you're new here, thanks for checking out my videos. If you like anything, if you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more lifestyle, entrepreneur, and vlog travel type content. At the moment, I'm not doing much traveling, but we're getting back to it. I wanted to do this video as like a life update because I've literally been gone for months. I haven't been creating any content here on YouTube. I haven't been posting anything on social media. So now that I've gotten back into it again, I'm starting to create. I wanted to just tell you guys where I've been, like what the heck has been going on. And I thought what I could do is do my hair. So this twist out, oh my goodness, like I'm actually really impressed right now because I haven't done a twist out in probably a cool year and a half. So the fact that the first time back around it turned out this good, I'm like actually really happy. So if you guys want to find out what the heck's been going on with me, where have I been, what's been happening, and the products and how I did this twist out, keep on watching.
I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
Hey guys, Future Sarah here. I just wanted to make a comment on my skin. I was really having a hard time this year with it, and this video was actually recorded in May, around the 15th, and it is now mid-August when I'm editing and uploading this. I have done a lot to my skin since then, and it is so much better, so make sure you guys are following along, because in future videos I will show you guys exactly how I cleared up my skin, so don't come for me. Here we are. I have sectioned off my hair. Right now there's no product in my hair. This is straight out of the shower after I washed out the deep conditioner. There's nothing in my hair right now, and it's literally like 95% dry. Like there's just small places, and I got out of the shower like 20 minutes ago. I'm only using 3 products to do this twist out. Literally water. This is all that's in here. Sometimes I put aloe vera juice, but not today. My TGIN. I really like this. I've been using it now for a while. My go-to is always the Cantu moisturizer, but I wanted to try something different, so I'm trying that. And then the Fructis, Garnier Fructis styling gel, Hold a Fort. I actually really like this. I do, however, have the Wetline Extreme coming in. Amazon is delivering that, I think, at the end of the month or something, so I've been using this. I actually really like it. Let's just get right into it. I'm going to just... so the only thing I do when I'm doing my twist outs is, because I usually like to wear my hair like kind of to the side. Not a super deep side part, but I don't do center parts. And it's not because of the little struggle that I have going on here. It's just my face shape. I prefer a little bit of a swoop or whatever. So the only thing I do is I just create that line here. Everything else is whatever. And then everything here, the twists are usually a little bit smaller, while the twists at the back are a bit more like medium sized. That's what I found has worked for me. Granted, I haven't done twist out in, yeah. I hope that you clicked on this because it looked good. Just spray. I'm not trying to make it super wet or damp, but I am trying to just put some more hydration into it because it is like practically completely dry. Anyways, life update. Oh, where to start? So December 14th of last year was like the last official day that I posted any content. Like that was it. And honestly, I burnt out. Long story short, I burnt out, and it's not because I'm doing a lot of stuff. Yes, I have this YouTube channel that I'm creating content for. I have my business and personal development channel that I create content for, and I've had that channel for 3 years now. Yes, I own a physical, like, service-based business here in Toronto, and I run that, and I'm growing that. Yes, it's a lot to do, but because it's all stuff that I love, and I've figured out a way to, like, manage my time in a way that works for me. So it was fine. I've been doing it for years. I was totally fine with it, and gradually, as things were growing and more money was coming in, I was gradually hiring people to do those tasks that aren't my strong suit necessarily. They're not my strength, or they're not the things that I enjoy, and then get to focus on the stuff that I really, really love, you know? The main reason why I burnt out, though, is because, for those of you who are new, for the last 4 years, I've been a caregiver to my mom. And without going into deep details about her health, because that's her private business, and I don't really talk about it that much. Like, I may say things here and there, but I don't go into serious details. But she entered a stage in her life where, you know, she was going through things that she'd never experienced before, and as she got older, it was like she needed help, and I was more than happy to be there for her. And in saying that, she ended up technically living with me, I think this is since 2016, late 2016 or early 2017, one of the two, I can't quite remember. Basically, my mom, prior to the global situation that we're currently going through, she used to go back and forth between here and Jamaica. So she'd spend some time there for a few months, she'd come back and spend some time here. Like, it just kind of depended year to year. But then when her health wasn't doing so great, she was here more often than not. Moved in with me, and it was rough. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's one thing to live with your parents when you're young. It's a whole other thing for them to live with you as an adult. Fortunately, my mother and I have a beautiful relationship. We've always been close. Yeah, we've always been close, which I love. And we're able to talk about things. So obviously, you know, we set our boundaries. We bumped heads a few times in the beginning, but then we found like a good place as to, you know, this is what I need if we're gonna live together, and this is what you need if we're gonna live together. And we made it work, and then after that, it was smooth sailing. The only thing that was a challenge, obviously, was her health. And it took a lot. I was taking her to multiple doctor's appointments, specialist appointments, and mind you, I don't have a vehicle. You guys know, like, I use Zipcar whenever I do need transportation. So I'm taking her to all of her appointments. I'm missing work for a lot of them because a lot of these specialist appointments, they're not like 20-30 minutes. They tell you every time that you could be here for up to 3 hours, so you should like plan for that. So there's some days when I would have to take half the day off because I'm like, I can't leave my schedule open, and then if someone books, then I have to, you know, contact my client and then ask them if they can come another day. Like, I just didn't want the headache, so I would just block part of the day off. I'd always try to get them to schedule us in for days when I knew that for sure, like mornings, so I could get it done first thing in the morning, and then I could spend the rest of the day working, basically. We got into a groove, everything was fine, but over time, like, things gradually started to get better. It took like a cool year before we actually really figured out what was going on with her and got it to a place where she could function again. Like, it was hard. Like, I was doing everything. I was cooking all the meals, I was making sure she ate, like, I was doing everything, and it was a lot. And I didn't feel burdened in the sense of, oh my gosh, like, oh, why do I have to do this? I felt more like, oh my gosh, like, I was worried because I would have to leave home and be at work because it's my own business. I run it, but I'm the only one there. At the time, I was the only one there, so I'd have to like go home, and I'd come back sometimes like in the middle of the day. Like I'd call her, I'd check on her, make sure she ate. I'd leave work early sometimes, or I'd leave work like part day, and I'd be like meal prepping and making sure there's food like cooked and ready to go here for her and already shared out. So all she has to do is literally just, okay, I haven't done, this whole talking and doing my hair thing is hard. Sorry guys. God, please let this turn out well. Thank you. It was a lot. It took a lot, but I felt so good that I was able to help her and be in a position where I could help her, right? Fast forward a few years later, things are great. You know, her health is much better than it was before. It's not perfect, but it was much better. She's doing things on her own. She's more independent again. I'm not having to like really like look, how should I say, like look over her like that, like really be on top of things like I was before. So it got to a really great place and all that was going good. 2019 hits and I found like my perfect space for the studio, and I knew it was the right time. I knew it was the right thing to do, and I went for it, and I got the space and I started renovations, and Mommy's health was, you know, it was good, much better, like I said. Everything was going great. 2020 hit. Things started to kind of shift a lot at that point, because now by this point my mom she had been back from Jamaica since October, and usually April, maybe May, or maybe even July, she would have been like looking to head back to Jamaica, but because of the situation she was here. And I will tell you this, that up until February, the middle of February, like this February, I have been the only person in my mom's bubble. It's been me and my mom. So if she needs anything, it's me. If she needs to talk to anybody, yes, there's other people she talks to, but then like 95% of the conversations, the care, everything that she needs is me. Like she emotionally was depending on me a lot more than before, because we were on lockdown and she couldn't do the things that she used to do that brought her joy and brought her comfort and gave her purpose, like volunteering at the soup kitchen that she was volunteering at. And that was such a huge help. It was so great for her mental health, and she loved feeding the people, and it was all good. But when the, you know, situation hit, it shut all that down. So now she's home all day, all night, by herself for like most of the day, and just everything started to going downhill. November of last year, we found out from her specialist that she was gonna need another surgery. And I think that kind of just tipped the scales for her and made everything that she was dealing with, the hoops, like everything we've gone through, it felt like, man, like when is it gonna be over? When am I gonna be better, right? And to hear that you need another surgery, and every surgery has risks, right? And it could have not gone well, and she was worrying about that, and you know, concerned about that, concerned about me too, because she knows how much energy, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional time I was putting into her specifically, on top of everything else that I have to do. Once we heard from the specialist that she was gonna need that surgery, things kind of start to spiral downward. She wasn't feeling good, she was feeling worse. Things were starting to get worse, like quickly, mental health wise and in other ways. And that, coupled with the fact that like this YouTube channel was actually doing so well, which I was so surprised about. I wasn't expecting it to take off the way it did, considering that I've had my other channel for 3 years and I'm still just almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to my business channel, you know, help your girl out. It became a lot, that coupled with the fact that I decided that last year, no wait, 2019 I had attempted Vlogmas and I wasn't successful. I got to day 7, I think, and then I was like, yep, okay. Started missing days and then there was a wrap. So I was like, this time, okay, I'm definitely gonna get it. And I was doing really good, but again, when you have other people that you have to think about, and it's not just other people like, okay, you just have to think about them like they're your friends or whatever, your family, whatever. No, like when you have another person's well-being to think about on a daily basis, yeah, it takes a lot more effort than you'd realize, like, and it takes a lot more out of you than you would realize. So I didn't even notice it was happening. It was just slowly building up, building up, building up, building up. And then I remember thinking, all right, well, I'm doing so good with the Vlogmas and everything's going great so far. Although this situation is happening globally, I'm just so grateful that I didn't have to shut down my business, because after the first lockdown, I haven't had to shut down or modify it like the way a lot of other businesses have had to. I've been able to stay open since June of last year. So that's been a huge blessing, and I don't take that for granted one bit. Like every time I walk along the Danforth and I see all of these businesses just shut down for sale or whatever, and I feel it, because I'm like, I remember just a year ago, even shorter than that, these businesses have been in this neighborhood and thriving long before I even got here, and now they're shut down, and they're probably, a lot of them are probably not coming back. So I'm grateful for that, and it was a blessing. But then after I'd already been feeling the overwhelm, I guess, building up towards the beginning of January. And then Vlogmas hit and I was trying to do too much on top of just dealing with the extra stress of what was happening with my mom. Fast forward to December 14th, I was like, okay, you know what? I can't. One thing about me, I'll push myself, don't get me wrong. I push myself really hard, and I am really hard on myself, I recognize that. But when I do hit that place when I know I need to stop, you don't have to tell me. Like, you don't have to be like, Sarah, stop. Like no, Sarah's stopping, right? And I was just like, okay, I need to take a break. I can't take a break from my physical business because that's where the majority of my income comes from. And that's part of the other thing that was making me, I don't want to say anxious, but it just had me on edge, because one of the things I'm working so hard towards is getting to a place where I'm not solely depending on one source of income. As great as that one source is, this situation has proven that at any moment, it doesn't matter what area, what field you're in, at any moment something could happen and it could shut it all down, right? And that was a very uncomfortable feeling for me during this situation, knowing that I had no control over that. And I'm just grateful that because here in Ontario, we are regulated healthcare professionals, so we were able to stay open with the other regulated healthcare professionals. But if it wasn't for that, I would still be closed today. So the stress of that, I was like, okay, we're stopping. We're gonna take a break. So I took a break from all the creative stuff. I stopped posting on social media. If you go to my Instagram page, you'll notice like the last post I posted, I think it was like December 9th or something like that. And I've just been staying off of social media. I've still been responding to people's comments on any of my posts because I check it periodically. I still respond to comments on my YouTube videos because, again, I check that periodically as well. But I'm not posting anything. I really took a step back and took time for myself. And at the time, my mom was still here with me. I was still having to take care of her, still having to bring her to all these appointments, still having to be that like support. Because remember, when you're going through mental health issues and health issues on top of that, it's not just the physical support that you need that emotional support, you need that positivity around you. You can't be around negative people that are just gonna speak certain things around you, because especially if you're prone to worrying about things, you'll let that get in your head. And when you're like my mom, who is home all day, has nothing to really do, and you're stewing on all of these thoughts that maybe someone might have said something and they just didn't realize that, hey, you know what, maybe that wouldn't have been a good thing to say. I know you may have meant well, but now we're off the phone, you're gone about your life, and I'm sitting here worrying about that. So having to come home and make sure that like I spend time literally talking my mom off the ledge sometimes because of either something she heard or saw or something that was said to her, or not even if someone said anything or did anything, but just her feeling the way she felt. It was a lot. Especially considering that I'm in a profession where I deal with people. So people are already coming into me with their physical and sometimes mental and emotional problems. And I'm always, and trust me when I say this, I'm not saying that it's annoying or I hate that. I actually love that about my job, that people come in and they're feeling pain physically, but they're also feeling other things mentally and emotionally. And they come in, we have a chat, or maybe we don't chat at all, but they just have a safe space where they can forget about it or let it go, or just feel good about themselves in that moment, or focus on themselves for that moment. To know that I can give that to people is a beautiful thing, but it is draining as well. So when you have that at work, and then you come home, and instead of, you know, taking the time to just relax, I wanted to make time for her because I knew she was here all by herself all day. And there's probably a lot of things she wanted to say or talk about, and she feels comfortable talking to me. So I would make the time when I come home from work at I finish work at like 8 o'clock and I'm coming home, and if she's not already asleep, sometimes I'd be up with her till like 10:30, sometimes 11 o'clock at night or later, motivating her, encouraging her, bringing her spirits up so that she could sleep. And then after I do all of that, going and maybe taking a shower and just taking some time to myself, but not much, because I'd have to go right back to bed and start it all over the next day. Guys, I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but so yeah, it was a lot. So I took a break from all of the content creation and the videos, and I just want to say thank you so much. You really know like who notices things, because I've had so many people who do not personally know me. They've never met me. They just know me because of my content. And I have so many of you that reached out to me through social media, DMing me and just saying, hey, is everything okay? I haven't seen you post anything in a really long time. Like, I have friends and family that don't even do that, and you guys reached out and like said, hey, are you okay? I haven't seen anything from you like in weeks, in months, and it touches me. I really appreciate that, because I'm that person. I'm that person that if I see that you haven't posted anything in a while, the first thing I'm thinking is, I wonder if they're okay. Let me just say hi and, you know, send them some encouragement or whatever. Like, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not so invested and so just centered around myself that if my family or somebody that I know posts a lot and we've connected in some way is MIA, that I'm not gonna like check on them and see what's going on. So the fact that a lot of you did that, I really appreciate it. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And it made me feel loved and cared for, which I'm not gonna lie, for a while now I have not been feeling that way. I'm not even gonna like try to sugarcoat it or whatever. I haven't been feeling that way at all. So when I see that, I do appreciate it. And I couldn't respond to every single person because there was a lot, but I do appreciate it and I thank you. But yeah, when mid-December came, I didn't even say that, okay, I'm gonna take X amount of time off. I said I just need to stop. And I allowed myself to just stop without worrying or rushing back, I should say, because if your business revolves around social media or you do a lot of stuff with social media, one of the things that I know I think about and fear sometimes is the fact that you work so hard and build this thing up. God forbid you take a break. God forbid you take a day or a week to yourself and you didn't post any content or whatever. You feel like everyone's just gonna forget, or you're gonna have to start, you're gonna have to start from scratch when you come back. And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people just keep going and going and going like they're machines, because they're afraid that if they stop now, all that work that they put in is gonna be in vain, because when they come back, the engagement's not gonna be the same, or the views or the likes or the whatever is not gonna be the same. And I just decided, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, because guess what? There's not gonna be no views, no likes, no engagement, no nothing if my mental health is so messed up that I can't even do any of this stuff anymore. And that was the one thing. I really enjoy creating content and I want to continue doing it. If I don't take care of myself, I'm not going to be able to do that. So who cares? The likes and all that stuff, they're not going to matter. So I just took the time and I stopped. I didn't know when I was going to come back. I didn't give myself a timeline. The end of the year came and I was still feeling in a funk. I was like, okay, well, not ready yet. It wasn't until February, I think it was the second week of February. Second week? I can't remember if it was the second week, but it was definitely around February. February was the first time that I actually felt the urge to create something. Like I wanted to. Like it didn't feel like a chore or anything. I wanted to create something. And that's the thing with all the stuff that I'm doing online. I never wanted to feel like a chore because I genuinely love creating. And the moment it starts to feel like a chore, it's not for me. It's not for me. On to the next thing. It's not for me. This was not supposed to be like a job in the sense of, oh, just get up, go to work, whatever, just get through it kind of thing. No, this is like my creative outlet, so I'm supposed to be enjoying myself. And yeah, it was the first time that I actually felt it. I was like, yes. It was a great feeling. So anyway, long story short, I burnt out. Business-wise, because of everything that's going on, I'm not gonna lie, business slowed down a lot. Like at one point I was down 40-50% of what I used to do in my business. And I'm just so grateful that I really don't stew and think and like, oh my gosh, whatever, and like holding on to things. I have not changed that. I still continue to invest in my business. I'm still continuing to grow it because I know that this whole situation is going to pass. And I'm not saying that as a way to say, oh, that's what you should be doing, because your finances and your situation are going to be different from mine. But I knew, and my intuition was telling me, Sarah, don't let this time put you into like this state of fear where you're afraid to continue going towards the things. Like obviously be smart about what you're doing, but keep building, because when this is over, you don't want to be like feeling like, okay, it's 2022 now, but I stopped doing stuff from 2020 and now I feel like I'm playing catch up. No, when this is all done, Like already I've made so many strides in terms of making my business, getting my business to such a place that it will be able to fully run without me. I don't have to get up. I don't have to physically go in. I don't have to push a button. It is getting closer and closer to the place where it's not going to rely on me in order for revenue to come in order for the doors to open, nothing. I'm not gonna have to be there or do anything in order for it to happen. And I'm getting closer and closer to that. And I'm glad that I didn't just stop everything I was doing. I'm glad that I was in a position where I could continue, right? And I kept going. I kept working towards it. Was it hard? Yes. Is it hard to see businesses closing down left, right, and center? Is it hard when you're like uncertain, like you don't know what the heck's gonna happen tomorrow? The government could literally say, oh, we need to lock down. Because currently, I know most of you who watch me are in the States, but currently right now in Toronto, we're in a stay-at-home order. And it was supposed to end, they said it was gonna end like May 20th or something like that, but now they're extending it until June. So we're still in it here. When I watch a lot of the American-based YouTubers that I follow, it's like, it almost feels like it's done for them, like it's over from what I see, but yeah, we're still in it. So there's nothing open. You can't dine anywhere. You can't sit in a restaurant. There's no patios. There's every festival, everything it's all canceled. Can't go to a movie, can't go to dinner, you can't meet with people unless you're gonna do so outside. And even then, because of the stay-at-home order, it's like, listen, if you're not in the same household, or they say like if you're a single person, you can mingle with one other household, right? But outside of that, like, keep your ass at home is basically what they're saying, right? And now, I don't even think, from the last announcement that I saw, they're discouraging people from like leaving the province, like leaving Ontario, unless it's work related or you have to go or something. They're saying don't leave Ontario to go travel or do anything like that. Even if, because I was thinking about earlier on last year, I was like, maybe I'll go to Montreal or something, or Quebec City. But then Montreal was having, yeah, they were getting hit hard at one point, and then they introduced a curfew and all that. I was like, well, there's no point in me going there. Like, I'm not going to be able to really enjoy myself and do anything, so I might as well just stay put. And yeah, that's what she did. Not only am I going through travel withdrawal, because as you guys may know, travel is one of my stress relievers, and the fact that I haven't left the country since February of 2020, it's tough. I'm so used to like taking like little long weekend trips out to the States to take a little bit of a breather. Can't do that. Food has definitely been my outlet. I'm definitely ordering a lot more Uber Eats, but guess what? You know what? I consider the fact that I'm not spending money anywhere else like that, unless it's on my business. That's it. Like, so if I want to spend more money eating, and that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, and so although my business has gotten back to probably like 60-70% of what I was doing before, it's still not where I want it. Fortunately, I'm still continuing to grow it though, so I've hired another RMT, and she's working. She's actually at the studio right now as I'm recording this, and she's working. And so I am getting closer and closer to the goals that I've set. And yes, the situation has kind of slowed down the progress a bit, but it hasn't stopped it. And I think if I was gonna leave you guys with any kind of word of encouragement, it would be that look at 2020 as something that you made it through. You're stronger because of it. You're smarter because of it. You're more prepared because of it. Because I know if you're anything like me, this is never happening again to me. Business-wise, never again. this was never my plan. I was never planning on just being in massage therapy and then retiring one day and like whatever. My plan was always to build up a practice and have other people work in it, and then I retire from massage therapy but continue to, you know, run my different businesses and live my life. At the end of the day though, this whole situation has kind of kicked me in the pants more to say, like, Sarah, listen, I know you knew it was real. I know you knew that depending on one source of income is not cool. I know you've been working towards, you know, diversifying for a minute now or whatever, but now this should have been like the wake-up call to be like, hey, even as an entrepreneur, doesn't matter, like, when this shit hits, right, could turn everything upside down. You're fortunate this time that you're in a profession that you didn't have to shut down your business, but what if you weren't? So if anything, I feel like this time taught us a lot, not just about business and like our money and our finances, but also about our self-care, taking care of ourselves. Just so you know, my mom's surgery went very well, so that was good. She's currently at my brother's, which I think is a good move right now because my brother's family, they all work from home. So she's not home by herself. She has company, she has people around her, and I think that's what she needs. So it's given me a break, which I really, really did need. And I took that time since she's been gone since mid-February. I didn't just quickly jump into making content again, because honestly I didn't, although I felt that little bit of, yeah, I want to create some more content. I didn't go in like full throttle. I just started off with creating more blog content for the Align One Wellness website, or the blog, and I was just taking my time and doing that until I finally got to the place where I could create this video and kind of, yeah, update you guys on what's been happening. So I feel much better. I'm still like on that burnout phase a little bit. Like, I notice myself anytime there's something that comes up, I feel those initial feelings, but because I know I'm not going back to that place where I'm gonna like emotionally, mentally, physically burn myself out again, as soon as I get something that I have to do or whatever, I really sit down and evaluate it, and I'm like, okay, do I really have to do this right now? Is this something that I really want to do? Why am I doing it? Do I really want to do it? If I don't, and if I don't have the capacity to do it, I say no, or I say maybe next time or whatever, but I'm not overextending myself anymore. I'm not putting myself out. And also too, I'm reserving a lot of that love, care, extra energy for the people who I feel appreciate it. I'm not overextending myself and overthinking about other people's well-being to the extent of like making myself ill, when in reality they're not thinking about me or worrying about me like that, right? I'm still continuing to be a light and help the people I can help, but at the same time I'm just making sure that I'm not putting myself in a deficit, right? So yeah, aside from that, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I've been putting in more practices, more self-care type practices. Oh, I wish I could get a facial. I so miss that. I haven't been able to get a facial. I can't wait. But yeah, I've just been taking it one day at a time. So you will be seeing more content coming out. Also, where the content's concerned, I think last year too, YouTube's fun for me. I really enjoy making the content, but I think because I was just so excited about the growth, I got to a place where I was too focused on the views, and I made a video about this telling you guys on my other channel like not to watch that anymore, because I was doing that, watching the views and all that stuff, the engagement and and because I'm learning about YouTube, it's like obviously you're gonna learn about these things, and all the big YouTubers are telling you what they did and what they learned, so you're trying to implement some of that stuff and learn too. But it takes a lot of the fun out of it if that's all you're looking at. I'm not saying don't look at your views, because the analytics are there to help you understand content that your audience is responding to, the content that they enjoy, all of that stuff. So I'm not saying don't. All I'm saying is find a balance. And my balance now is I'm gonna continue to create content that I love, and I will watch the analytics to see if there's content that I created that people are really responding well to, and yes, I'll double down and make more of it. But I'm not gonna just keep making the content because that's what people want unless I enjoy it. So for example, the hair videos. I'm doing this video now because I had to do my hair anyways. So I thought instead of just sitting here and talking to you, you guys could see how I do my twist out. So that's no problem. But I never started this channel to do hair. That was never my intent. That first video is just so crazy because that first hair video that I put up, it blew up, and I literally put it out because I get so many people that I meet, friends, family, strangers, whoever, that when they see my hair, they ask me all these questions. How did you grow? How do you do this? How do you wrap your head wraps? Like all these different things. And I thought, let me just make a video so that now anytime someone asks me, I can direct them to the video, because it's really hard to just sit down with one person, especially a stranger on the street. I'm telling you, people will legit walk up to me and ask me about stuff like that, and I'm like, well, I gotta get it to work. To sit here and tell you exactly what I do is kind of hard, but I try to help as much as I can, but I just feel like I'm not giving them enough, enough information that they need. So to have a video that I can just be like, listen, I have a whole YouTube channel and a whole playlist full of videos that literally map out what I do. If you go check it out, I'm telling you, all your answers to your questions will be there. So that's why I did that. And of course, though, that's the video that blew up. 250,000 views. So because all the YouTubers said if you create something and you see that people like it, double down and make more of it. So now I'm here pumping out all this natural hair content. And I love my natural hair, don't get me wrong. I love my curls, I love my hair. But I don't love doing it to the point where I want to actually sit on the camera and record it. Do you know that if it takes me, let's just say it takes me 2 hours between washing, deep conditioning, detangling, styling, maybe even more to do my hair, if I'm gonna make a YouTube video around it, triple or quadruple that time. Now something that was taking me 3 hours is now gonna take me 12 or maybe a whole 24 hours between setting up the camera, taping this shot, taping that shot, the taping part, then going in and editing, transferring files, editing, making it so that it's entertaining and you guys want to watch it, finding music to put with it, creating a thumbnail so you guys actually want to click on the video, audio, all this stuff, from all these different things that go into making the video. I don't want to do that. So I commend, that's why I say, you gotta do what you really are passionate about doing when it comes to this YouTube content, because if you're the one who has to do the work, the editing, the all that stuff, it can be a lot. And fortunately, I enjoy the creative process, but when I do my hair, I just want to do it and get it done. I want to do it well, but I want to do it and get it done, and then go on to relaxing or doing something else. So I'll just tell you this, I'm not saying I'm never gonna post another hair video. I will, but I don't do my hair in different ways that much to warrant me showing you another video or another way. I wash my hair the same way, and aside from maybe changing up the products and stuff like that, I'm pretty much doing the same things. I may tweak certain things here and there, but everything's pretty much the same. So yeah, all I would say is I will continue to make hair content, but it's not going to be at the frequency that I was making it before, because I really don't enjoy making it that much. I enjoy making it, but I don't want to make 2 videos a month on hair. Like if I'm posting a video a week, 4 videos out of the month, I don't want 2 of those videos to be about hair. 1 at the most might be about hair, and maybe there might be some months where I won't post any hair videos. Because this channel was never supposed to be a natural hair channel, but if you came onto the channel, you'd swear it was a natural hair channel. And it's not your fault, because yeah, I saw how well that video was doing, and all the advice that I read and watched said that when you see one piece of your content is doing well, double down and make another video. So yeah, I want to continue to add value. I want to continue to be of service and of value, but I also have to enjoy what I'm doing. So this channel was meant to chronicle also my travels. Obviously I haven't been anywhere, so I haven't been able to do that, but as soon as things are kosher and I can do that again, yes, I will be taking you with me on any of my trips and things like that. This channel is also to be about showing you the behind the scenes of my entrepreneurial life and me building the business, because I said it would just be so nice, because one day I'm gonna reach those big goals, and I don't want to just pop up and like show you, oh, like this, that. I want you to see that, you know what, I started off small and I worked my way up, and there were trials, there were obstacles, there were times when, you know, I felt like, what the heck am I doing? Is this for me or whatever? Am I, you know, not feeling like you're good enough, not feeling like you can achieve it? But then, you know, I got through that and here I am. I feel like that is so much more inspiring and relatable than like just popping up on the scene already having it, you know? It's nice to watch, but then if you see someone, that's why, for example, there's a YouTube channel, the Batty Twins. You guys might know of them, you might not, but check them out. I think they're great. One of the reasons why I love them is because I've been watching them from the beginning, and I've been seeing them grow from the start. And now that they're achieving so many amazing things, I feel so good for them, because it's like I know where they're coming from. So that's the journey, like that's the community I want to build. That's the relationship I want to build with you guys. I want you guys to see the beginnings and watch it unfold and happen, so that like it makes me feel great. It should inspire you and motivate you to go after what you're going after, and even when it feels like it's taking longer than you want it to, or you're hitting snags or bumps in the road, like that's what I want to be, like that inspiration that kind of keeps you going sometimes when you feel like giving up. Or I want to be a person that you can look at and say, hey, she did it. I can do it. In terms of like business tips and advice, like any software I use, any services I use, anything I use, that's the stuff and the tutorials and things I will have on the Unchained CEO YouTube channel. So go subscribe there, and that's where you'll find that. I already have over 112. I have 112 videos on that channel, all centered around personal development, motivation, and business. So check that out. I'm gonna keep putting more content on there. It always looks a little janky at first, like when you're doing it, but then when you pull it out, oh, it's so pretty. What I do after this, it's midday, it's like around midday now, so I just let this air dry. Then obviously I put it up, satin bonnet, you know, whatever, tie my hair down. And then all I do is I put like oil on my hands, and as I'm pulling them out, it's like you're kind of sealing all that in. Obviously you wet your hair. And the thing is, you don't even have to wet your hair, because I have done a twist out on dry hair before. So you don't have to wet your hair. It's just if you are low porosity like me and you want the moisture to actually go in, it's much easier if you wet your hair a bit. But I find because I'm washing my hair, I'm not putting any more product into my hair when I do a style like this. So literally what I put in now is all that it's gonna get. Because even with twist outs, I don't like having to, maybe it's just a lazy natural in me, I don't like having to retouch and all that stuff. I want to just be able to do it and then let it do whatever it wants to do after that. And if I don't like how it looks, I put it up into like a high puff or something. Or I braid my hair up and I put my wig on or something. That's what I do. I don't want to be, I've tried the, you know, have a style and refresh it every few days. Oh gosh, no. I feel the same way about makeup. Like when I put on my makeup and I leave the house, that's it. The most you might see me do is some lip balm, but I don't want to have to keep touching up my makeup and That's why I use the makeup I use, because once I put it on and set it, that's it. It lasts the whole day. So you can check out some of my beauty favorites. I'll probably have the link somewhere or down in the description bar if you want to know like what kind of foundations and things I use. In terms of my skin, I'm getting that back on track too, because this current global situation that we're in has really wreaked havoc because of the mask. Yeah, my skin has not been loving the mask, and because I gotta wear it like 24/7 almost, I take transit, so obviously I'm wearing it to commute to work. If I was driving, had my own car or something, that'd be different, but I don't, so I'm commuting to work. And I'm on the subway, so obviously I'm having to wear it there. And then now that I have a new staff member working with me, when I get to work, if she's there on those days, I have to wear my mask the whole time I'm in there too. There's obviously times when I'm not, because she'll be in her room and I'll be like maybe in the staff room doing work in my little office nook there. But because there's like more than 6 feet between us, like if she is also in the staff room eating her lunch and I'm at my desk, like those times we can have our mask off, but most of the time it's on. And then of course, when I'm with my client, my mask is on the entire time. And then when I leave work, I gotta commute back, so my mask is on again. And it's just like, damn, like the only time my mask isn't on is when, and because I live in a densely populated neighborhood or area, I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable walking along the Danforth with all these people like walking in front of you who, to me, in my head, I'm just thinking they could sneeze at any minute. And there are some people that aren't wearing their mask and they're walking along the street and they could just sneeze. And because they're walking in front of me, the wind's blowing or whatever, and I just walk right into it. Like, that's just how I think. I don't know, maybe I'm being a little extra, but yeah, that's just how my brain works. But we're gonna get the skin back in check. Just use the denim brush to keep the, because when you pull it out, if you didn't comb it out, it'll be kind of fuzzy or frizzy, like it won't, you know, it won't look as cute. Now, I think I'm probably gonna have some issues with this twist out, but considering that I literally haven't done a twist out in over a year, so I'll get my groove back with the twist outs and then I'll know what I'm doing. But yeah, I do it in this way because when I pull it out, this part is gonna be here and everything will just fall into place the way it needs to. And you let it dry and that's it. Put a like and a comment below so I know you're here. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.